People, Deluded, a quick vid, I'm back again. But a lot of fans always tell me, should we buy Premier League proven or away from Premier League proven? Because I do believe you can buy Premier League proven. Let's stick to specific English players or British players, home based players. We should go down that route. I believe you can go down that route. Of course, off the top of my head, just homegrown players, and forgive me if I don't necessarily get it right, but off the top of my head, I would love Zaha, I would love Chilwell, Maddison, Maguire would be alright at centre half as well, to a degree. Who else? Who else is there? There's bare man. There's bare players, people, off the top of my head. Obviously, it's difficult when he's been put on the spot, but you get the point in it. There's a lot of homegrown players that I would love in my club, and things like that, people. But as much as I would, Wan-Bissaka as well, if I haven't said him, that's the one I was trying to think of. But these lot come with a premium, people. And again, whether Arsenal's budget is to be believed to be kind of small or it's not, and we have a slightly bigger budget, we whether you know our finances or not, people, we cannot go out there and spend 60s on all of these sort of players. Even United can do it, but they're not really on it. They're going down the British route to a degree, but you've even seen reports how apparently they're frustrated with being some of the quotes they've been given, and it makes kind of sense, people, because as much as I like Maddison, apparently people have been quoted 60. Now that's good business for Leicester, because they know if he keeps developing and one day he might dig his heels in and want to move somewhere, they're going to get a healthy fee. They have no reason to sell him. So if you want to sell him, if you want to buy him, you have to give something ridiculous. Obviously Chilwell the same. I'd love him at left back, but he came through their academy and we scouted him for a while, but it's gone now of sorts, people. Do you get it? We can't buy them sort of players. You have more luck going down the route of, and you can't do it all the time, but there are players out there. You look at Maddison before he went to Leicester when he was at Norwich, and it weren't plain sailing for him at Norwich. He actually went on loan somewhere, forgive me if I'm wrong. He didn't get in the Norwich team straight away, but recognised his talent early, and now they're sitting on a good banker. Do you get it? Maguire, similar to Robertson. I know Robertson's from Scotland, but when these guys are there at Hull and people are oohing and ahhing, because now people can see Robertson's a bad boy left back, but there was a time people be, oh, is he, can he adapt? Maguire, there's still them question marks because obviously he doesn't play for a top 6 club, but people can recognise he's a top 10 centre half in the Premier. He's a fairly decent centre half. He wouldn't be my first target, but I wouldn't mind him. Do you get it, people? People were oohing and ahhing and stuff. And again, Mane is completely irrelevant to this conversation, but it's similar to the Manes and the Salahs when you're oohing and ahhing. Because again, Mane walks in every team in the Premier League, and everyone again knows that he's a sick baller. But there was a time, Southampton, can he step up? Can he? He's good, but people take chances and you do it. So you have more luck, people, in my opinion. Buying players in the Championship, even now, is probably. Even guys like Max Aarons, you probably for Norwich to probably even want to have a conversation. You got to probably be talking 25 million, and there's no reason for him to leave because he's going to be playing for Norwich week in week out potentially in the Prem, sitting on a banker, developing and things like that. But you have more luck identifying them early targets. A Rob Holding, for example, when he was at Bolton and he wasn't really in the Bolton team, so getting him in early. Maddison at Norwich. You look at guys like Joe Gomez when they were at Charlton, for example. These sort of guys. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka and Trent's irrelevant, but Trent Arnold, Wan-Bissaka, Chilwell, these are academy-based footballers. They've come through the system, so there's not much you can do. And to be fair, sometimes their potential surprises you, but who could you really get for a decent fee, really, excluding the fact that they're good footballers, people, and again, I would like them. But what could you do? You have more luck probably looking at... It's harder nowadays as well, but when we signed Ramsey, I'm so sure Cardiff are playing in the Championship. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Oxlade-Chamberlain, League One when Southampton were there, of course. There's obviously these sort of... Apologies for that, people. You have more luck, in my opinion, going in that route. Again, it comes down to Ewan and Aaron, because a lot of us were talking about Davy Brooks, but me, myself, I didn't know he would be banging in the Premier League like this to a degree. So, do you get it? If I was the thing, I would have been there. Ewan and Aaron, you see Davy Brooks now, he's gone from... And I was rating him, you've seen the vid. He's gone from Sheffield United and he went to Bournemouth and he's doing relatively well. Again, I don't think he's going to go for quite the same thing Maddison potentially could do at this moment in time, purely because I think Bournemouth would be easier to negotiate with. But they're sitting on the bank, could you get it, people? And again, not necessarily these guys are the messiahs to the team and that, but in terms of players that can grow, not only for the obvious in terms of playing football and improving as players, but resale value and stuff, it's a long shot. Because even, to be fair, as much as I love our homegrown players, really and truly, if we were going to sell some of these homegrown players that we've personally got, they're not exactly going for mad fees. Like, But if I was like there's some players I think I'm not even gonna get into it, but get decent fees. Certain young midfielders, I think minimum 20 million. I can see it feasible, but you get the point. We have more luck dipping into Championship and League One, and even then now, people, it's even harder. People, really and truly. Do you get where I'm going? Obviously, Lookman is having. I think Lookman's a good player, but he's not really in the team at Everton at this moment in time. When he was at Charlton, they've got him, and now when some English clubs have tried to even inquire for Lookman, they're getting quoted dumb fees, even Leipzig to a degree, because apparently he would have loved to have been back there. But you get the point. The only deal you could probably get in terms of an English player off the top of my head now, of this like fairly established, known young player, is probably Sessegnon, because he's made it clear he wants to leave. His contract's running out. Again, will they have to bite the bullet? Who knows sort of thing, people. But you've got more luck probably going for that, man. Obviously, you look at guys like Clark of Leeds. You look at a couple of the Derby boys, not the ones on loan. I know Wilson and Mount and all of that's a bad boy players, but they've got Derby have a couple young players. Some that ain't even come on the scene yet, man. Like, is it Archie Brown? I like Morgan Whittaker as well. Slabley, I can never say his name. Is it Max Bird? They got collectively Derby got a couple. You saw us in the under-18s and they beat us in the final. So you've probably got to keep an eye on them. The ones coming through at Derby, the ones coming through at Leeds, the ones just coming through everywhere, people. And you kind of got to act quick. Do you get it, people? Like, that's it, really. So we can't really go toe-to-toe. Like I said, man, I would love to go out there and bring Chilwell and Wan-Bissaka into the club and say, yo, Maddison, you're coming to my team and things like that. But and Joe Gomez, but you getting quoted dumb fees. Like, you need to sign these men before they get to these clubs, sort of things. And it has happened to a degree. We've done it before, but we would have more luck doing that, in my humble opinion, than trying to sign these players. Of course, you can get a deal, people, of course. And again, I do think I would love young British players to be given more of a chance, and I would like to buy British and stuff. But from a business proposition, you're getting quoted dumb fees, people, for players, because of the dynamic and the environment football is more so specific to English players as well. So yeah, man. That's it, really. There's not much more to say on that front, so I'm gonna keep it stepping, people. DG, it's been a pleasure. I'm out though.